and
Yeah.
whatever.
Have you been an Urbex
Yeah.
enjoyer?
Oh yeah.
That's what I feel like you would.
Oh yeah.
What-
The old insane asylum in Cedar
That's-
Grove. I used to
Dave.
sneak in there.
Dave.
You would sneak in there?
Yeah, they knocked it down though.
Dave.
Oh,
I had one friend who used to. I'm overdriving a little bit. I had one friend who really used to like sneaking into there, and then she used to like being like locked up in like the morgue sliders in the basement.
she wanted to be locked in it?
Oh, she
Yeah,
liked
she
that.
just hang out in there for a while. Yeah,
Oh, she liked that.
yeah, she was into it. She was chill.
We got to do that to you, buddy.
Oh my god, I would lose my mind.
Dave,
dude.
we were talking about it. Dave's like, I don't want to go at night.
Yeah,
I don't want to go like trespass. I'm like,
Well, the
what
big
else
thing-
can you do then?
Yeah, I mean the big thing at night ends up being that you, A, more likely to get caught because of flashlights. B, if you're not running flashlights, trying not
Thank
to
you.
get caught,
Thank
end up
you.
either tripping or cutting yourself on something.
Thank you.
feel
I ripped my
Voice
arm-
of reason. Voice of reason.
Yeah, I ripped my arm up on barbed wire that way one time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I got the chain link
Dusk.
cutters.
dusk is not bad though.
Dusk.
I got the cutters.
We need natural light.
I'll vandalize.
No.
Golden hour is usually the best time.
Golden hour.
There we
Yeah.
go. Okay, we'll do
I'm
that.
down
What,
for
a lot of
doing
towns-
Feltville, golden hour.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, a lot of towns,
Start with
their police changeover, their shift change is usually a golden hour too. So,
Really?
Ooh.
yeah, 4 to 6.
See?
Good information.
See?
man. Good
That's good to
information.
know,
Hold up.
man.
Hold up. That's time to
I'm
commit a crime.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Shift
That's
change.
kinda
When,
sick, too,
when
'cause-
shift change.
That's kind of sick because it's like golden hour. Right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cinematic.
That's what I'm saying.
I like it. I like
let's try
it.
it. Let's try it. So
Let's do Feltville for now.
yeah, let's try that next. Abandoned town. Let's see how
I mean,
we
you
like
could totally just start them off easy and go to like Ringwood Manor though.
it. Ooh.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
I literally
You did
said
say
that.
Ringwood Manor, didn't you?
I did.
Can you show me it real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can look it up.
Ringwood Manor's great.
Guys, welcome
What do-
back. Welcome home.
What can you say about
Episode-
Ringwood Manor?
I don't know what episode it is, but thank you. Like and subscribe. We got Evan back on the pod. Evan, welcome.
Look at this, dude.
We're looking at Ringwood Manor real quick. 'Cause
It's gorgeous.
we're looking for places where we may be able to, bring you guys along. We're looking at new content for the pod. Me and Mikey getting out on the road and with some friends, maybe just experiencing places around where we live. Or
What do you think, dude?
yeah, I'm super down for this. So this is a historic.
Super historic.
I'm so
Yeah.
down for this.
Indian grounds,
Mhm.
burial grounds for sure.
Yep.
For sure, burial grounds.
That's always creepy when like a really wealthy estate is placed on top of
Yeah.
burial grounds.
So that estate is also particularly weird because I've told you both I'm on the board for Long Pond Ironworks.
Dude, I was
Which
going to
that-
text you about this.
That was originally the estate for both the Ironmasters and the Cooper and Hewitts and Erskines, who were both Ironmasters and owners of the Ironworks.
Oh wow,
There's actually a direct trail leading between the two,
really?
and that's in the same wilderness basically that
Nice.
I help manage.
part of my life. I grew up there.
Explaining
Yeah.
it, what where you help again? What is the name of the place?
So it is Long Pond Ironworks.
And what existed there?
It was at one point it was called Germantown.
Mhm.
At one point it was called Hewitt
Mhm.
Town. It was old Hewitt Town. There was another village neighboring it called Monks or
Mhm.
Monksville,
Mhm.
which was demolished for the Monksville Reservoir. It's actually what it's named after.
Literally, I lived right there, dude.
Yeah,
Really?
the gravestones actually are still up there. The water came like right up to it, and all the monks' family are still buried. There's headstones all
Whoa.
over. There's a couple cemeteries up there.
Mhm.
So basically, there's a Ringwood State Park is big.
Can I ask you real quick?
Yeah.
Jonathan, what years are we talking here? About
It was started in 1766.
It's like Civil War, right?
Washington visited. Washington actually had
this
troops.
is Revolutionary War.
Yeah,
This is when the
so
country
they
was
supplied
founded.
iron for the Patriots. Washington himself visited, and also stationed troops there. Civil War, there was troops stationed there.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So there's Ringwood State Park, and they're primarily managed by Ringwood Manor. Within Ringwood State Park, there's also Greenwood Lake Airport. There's Long Pond Ironworks. Long Pond Ironworks is a section of it. We have a small museum.
Mhm.
We help try and get grants to maintain the property. We help interpret the history. We try and help support the state. We have volunteers who help maintain the trails. We coordinate with Highlands Association and a bunch of other organizations. And
Mm.
we're basically just a nonprofit that the state only has so much margin and they
Yeah.
only have so much care, I guess. Not to say that they don't care, but they kind of don't. So we basically are the intermediate trying to, we go to Trenton every once in a while and try and, we've gone to Congress as well to try and get them to pass updates to our charter and our historic park. There's a church that we're trying to get. We got a $60,000 grant for, but we can't receive the grant until it's considered on the national registry because it's just across the street from where the museum is.
Wow.
And everything across the street is not technically part of the historic park.
Wow.
Weird. So I'm involved in a lot of that, and
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm the treasurer. So I manage all our
dang.
finances, our investments, and
Awesome.
So
our
you,
grants.
needless to say, you know a lot about what went down here at this spot, this historical
Ringwood
spot.
Manor.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Ringwood Manor, but also
Long Pond.
Long Pond. So Long Pond, not to get away from Ringwood, but Long Pond, you're saying was supplying the troops during the Revolutionary War.
Somewhat. So I'll start from the beginning, and I'll walk you through
Please,
a
man.
quick couple minute. 1766, it was started. It was bought sight unseen by a German while he was still working with the English over.
Wow.
So back to colonial times, he bought it sight unseen, hearing that there was a really good possibility for, mining opportunities, land extraction. He came over with a group of like 160 German Catholic, like 60 families, about 160 people in total. And he started mining. There's mine holes all over the place there still. A lot of them aren't known. There are non-public maps of where they are, and I know where a lot of them are as well because we go and kick kids out of there all the time. But
Really?
yeah, there's a couple that we usually just tell the state, and the state sends someone back there in a quad, and half the time I don't care.
Could you give us a tour of that place?
I can, yeah.
Dude.
Some of the
to.
trails are still closed because of the wildfire that happened.
Yeah.
But
Was anything destroyed?
none of the property was destroyed. We did
good.
have to evacuate the museum. We were dousing all the buildings. It was a big operation.
Man.
Yeah, we just right before April when we opened back up, we put everything back in the museum. It was a lot. It was a pretty hectic time. But yeah, so Hasenclaver started it with German Catholics, and then he ran it for a long time. He sold it to Peter Cooper, who originally started his empire off of glue back in like the early 1800s. And he continued that through
Just melting horses, just like creating glue,
Pretty much.
right?
pretty
That was my
much.
elementary school dude name. The name of it.
Was it?
Peter Cooper.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's a huge legacy. So his kids were the Hewitts, the Erskines, all those families.
Yeah.
The Coopers are still around. And Cooper Union, New York City, one of my clients as
Yeah.
well, is actually the college that he started with a lot of his income from glue and ironworking. Trenton Ironworks was all the iron originally from Long Pond.
Wow.
Again, it supplied iron and munitions and weaponry and implements for Revolutionary and Civil War. War of 1812.
Oh my god.
Troops were stationed there pretty much from the formation of the country all the way through to the late 1800s, 1880s. I think troops
That's
were removed.
wild.
Yeah, tons of really cool history. And actually the iron that tipped the you ever seen those weird triangular like water mines, floating mines they used to use in the Hudson?
No.
They used to tip the ends with steel. The
Oh, wow.
iron that they used was actually from Long Pond. There's
Oh wow.
if you ever go to Ringwood, Ringwood where the police station is and everything in town, that big
Yeah.
triangular pointy thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
That was
really?
that was an early design of a mine. They'd tip
A mine?
Oh.
yeah. sea mine. So if the English tried reinvading the harbor, they would just
Whoa.
they would anchor them with chain. There was a chain at one point that went across, and they'd float those, and it would tip it. And so
That's
since
so weird. I always
there
drove
was
past that.
there was copper and brass that they coated the ships in to keep sea life from growing on it. But that helped a little bit with munitions. But when there's a half-ton, steel or iron at the time and wood triangle basically floating in the water, it's gonna pierce the ship.
Wow.
So that was really cool. Erskine himself designed that, who was a descendant of Peter Cooper. And there's a ton of really cool just history there. Again, Long Pond Ironworks was where the larger community was.
Yeah.
People lived there until the 50s. I think the last guy held out till like 1972 and it became a state park. But the mines closed in like the 1880s when the troops left. When they started discovering good quality iron and coal in the same mines in Pennsylvania, places like Long Pond became obsolete basically because they had to actually create domes where they would make charcoal, which is incredibly, just horrible because
Yeah.
you know there's people having to go in there, pull the coal out,
Yeah.
put the wood in. And they're deforesting
Yeah.
entire mountainsides
Got it.
to make iron. Where in Pennsylvania, there's coal in the same mines. Just go there,
Just chilling. Yep.
right? So they harvested ice mostly from Greenwood Lake up until the 1950s,
Wow.
which refrigerators again became obsolete.
Yeah.
Made that obsolete.
Yeah.
They actually have an old ice cutter on display there.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. All original to the 40s, 50s era. And then, that's kind of when things fizzled out and it's become a state park. They had a big initiative at one point. They were going to try and plan on revitalizing the entire park, putting in a bunch of stuff. And
Nothing.
Didn't work out.
some governor was like, why?
Damn.
Are they still doing field trips or no?
Yeah.
Because
Can you pull it up?
growing up,
Mostly
dude,
West Milford.
I went on field trips, bro.
There?
To
Yeah.
Long Pond Ironworks.
Can you pull it
in
up?
Ringwood?
So I could see.
Or yeah, West Milford. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
But I remember going and we'd like forge like a metal thing.
Mhm.
They showed all
Yeah,
the
once
things.
or twice
and-
a year we have Iron Masters
Yeah.
come through and do like showings.
But I feel like I've gone sometimes because I used to go on hikes a lot,
Mhm.
and when I was a little bit older, and I would always go over there and walk through, and everything was boarded up, closed, and nothing open.
it still mostly is. A lot of the buildings
Yeah.
are not.
It used
in
to be
great
like
shape.
popping, like
Yeah.
open, like everyone
Yep.
like they did stuff every day, tours, like all
Mhm.
museum stuff, but it just closed, and I was
This-
like, this is sad.
Yeah, because the state has put most of their money towards Ringwood Manor because that's
And what is
It's-
Ringwood Manor now?
it's just a historic site. They get a ton of funding. They do Victorian Christmas and
Wow.
tons of really cool stuff like that.
It is a sick place.
It's gorgeous. That's the old. That's the
Wow.
second forge. So there was a plank that came across from the hill nearby,
Uh-huh.
and then they dropped the ore into it, and then the slag would come out.
I drove past this thing to go to you.
Mhm.
You live
Really?
in West Milford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would drive
So
past
that's our
this.
museum on the left.
That's the museum.
Yep.
On the right side, so the museum is on the left. The middle is the welcome center. On the right is our meeting room where we do all our board meetings
Got
and
you, got
classroom
you.
stuff. That's the double stone
Yeah.
house.
That's where all
I've
these.
seen that.
They're all like boarded up.
Yeah, most of them. They're not in great shape. We don't have a ton of money to keep
Dude,
them
but
in
it's
shape.
so cool. Like, why
They-
wouldn't you want to keep this?
There's cool history, but
Are some of
Is
there
that a
like a
triangle
mine
part
in
of the
here?
mine right there? Is that the shape?
no, that is part of the old forge. So
That'd probably
that's
be dangerous
that's
if there's,
actually
like, a
one in
mine.
Hudson Valley. That isn't actually the one there.
Oh, gotcha.
The one on the left is ours.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
got it.
And it is further collapsed because we didn't have enough money to
Damn,
keep the
man.
supports
Yeah,
in
this
place.
is kind of like all of them.
That's
Yeah,
a shame.
all the
oh,
structures.
actually, there used to be there that we have mapped, and there's still foundations all over the place. There's almost 125 structures.
Wow.
Really?
I think there's
Now-
like under a dozen still standing.
Do you know about because growing up in Ringwood, I was always going to the woods, and that's all there really was. And I loved it. I loved hiking and
Yeah.
going through everything. I wouldn't
It's
go on
great.
trails. I would just walk through the woods.
Yeah.
And a lot of the there's like I guess not trenches, but like the barricades and walls they built out of rocks
Cairns.
and stuff.
They're called cairns.
Cairns. Okay. Was that like for the war?
No,
What was
most
that
of
for?
those were for livestock or
Uh-huh.
marking property lines.
Got you.
Those are walls you're talking about?
I've showed you before. About
So you ever seen those like
It's like
stone
literally like
wall? It's
they're
basically
like- there's
just
a bunch
stack
of rocks.
Yeah,
stacked up.
rock wall.
yeah.
And I always
Man-made
thought they were
rock
like for the war, like to like
section off.
Yeah,
No,
like
I
a
mean-
cover or something.
I always thought
Yeah.
it was property lines. I
mostly
thought that's what
it
like
is, basically.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
livestock property lines.
And
Yeah.
even like maybe probably roads or something, or like to
Sometimes they
funnel
used to-
livestock or something.
What's
they
the
used to
Sorry.
funnel. They used to build a lot of roads alongside them.
Yeah.
More so, actually, they used to build those alongside old Indian roads. Macapin Road in West Milford is like that. Union Valley Road in West Milford is like that. You see cairns all along. It's because that's an old Indian trail originally.
Wow.
Going back 300 years. And
So
it's
much
turned into
history,
now a
dude.
massive county byway. But
And the amount of ruins around, like
That's
here,
what I'm
there,
obsessed with,
like
dude.
it's insane.
mm-hmm.
In
There-
Ringwood specifically?
Oh my god, so many, and like plane crashes and stuff
Mhm.
too.
Really?
Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, a lot.
Plane crashes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a
With
couple.
with the planes still out there. Yeah.
What?
There are a
Yeah.
few. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not well mapped.
Dude.
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
get
yeah.
ChatGPT
Kinda know.
I know where
out
one is.
and do some research.
because it was close to me.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I was walking one time, and because everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta go to a plane crash,"
Mhm.
and I went, and then I was like walking, and I felt like I was alone. I felt
Yeah.
something weird. I'm like, something's watching me,
Mm.
you know.
Mm.
And I was like looking around, like
Hmm.
scoping, and I'm looking, and I see someone in a hunting, like a tree tower.
Oh yeah, like a
and
tree
I was
stand.
like, yeah, and I was like, what?
Did they say anything?
And I see the barrel, and I'm like, hey, and then all I see is the barrel just go towards me.
No.
And I was like, ah! And I just ran,
No
dude.
way.
I ran away.
He pointed the gun at you?
Yeah, I saw it just go like,
What?
just right on you. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's horrifying.
Yeah, I just
Oh
ran.
my god.
That's terrible.
West Milford
bro.
and Ringwood's crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
I love it up there. I miss living up there.
Yeah.
It is kind of like, oh, dude. So, okay. This is something I wanted to talk to you about specifically. 'cause
Oh,
it's-
okay.
It's become a new interest of mine.
Okay.
I don't know much about it. You will. I don't.
I may.
You're
I don't
you're a
always know
smart
everything.
guy.
Also,
You
shout
know-
out Drownlands.
Dude.
Supplying us right
Thanks
now.
for
And thank
reminding-
you for bringing these, Evan.
Thank you, Mike
Appreciate it.
Fry and Shannon and the rest of the team at Drownlands.
This is some of the best beer I've ever had.
Wonderful place. I like this. This is like a New Jersey history lesson.
I love
right
it. I love it. This is exactly. I want to stay on this.
Okay. I apologize to all those who don't like history.
Well,
I am
go
a
listen to another podcast.
living, walking
People need it.
encyclopedia.
Yes,
so-
and that's
we
what
need that
that's
in the
what I
world.
needed. So, I've gotten a new interest in the Appalachias.
Mm.
Sure.
Okay, because they're the more I learn about them, the more I realize how historic they are
Mm,
and how uncharted a lot of it is
Yeah.
still.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Communities have just existed that
Yeah.
have never left.
Mhm.
It's secluded from a lot of like northern Jersey life.
Sure. So you're saying the like
Or New York,
Ramapo Mountains in particular,
even outside, or
like Roanoke. and-
right,
okay,
exactly,
sure.
going south,
That's where I drove to.
exactly.
gorgeous.
So
Blue Mountains.
I wanted to talk with you today about what some things maybe you've heard about the Appalachian mountain ranges that may be creepy or unsettling
Ooh.
or
Oh, man.
a story you may have heard
So-
or a fact about it.
So not history.
Because it's never been submerged in water, right? They've always been outside
Oh,
water. So
really?
whatever has existed
It's
there,
not entirely accurate.
is it
Yeah.
not?
No.
Tell me.
Actually, right here in West Patterson, just up the road, it technically. So the mountain in West Patterson is technically part of the Ramapo Mountains.
Hmm.
Ramapo Mountains are part of the Appalachians.
Okay.
There are fossils you can go and find in the rock there still to this day.
Wow.
Like was not even a couple million years ago, and
Yeah.
there's different types of stone you can find. No, the whole eastern seaboard for the most part was underwater at some rate or another. There are different sections of Massachusetts and some of the peaks out there where you can still find fossilized whale
Really?
skeletons on lake mountains. Yeah, absolutely. So there is
Insane.
proof that before the mountains were shoved upwards millions millennia ago,
Yeah.
at some point a lot of the land here was
Was
underwater.
submerged.
Yeah.
Okay. So once it was formed, let's say from
Mhm.
there, how about like cultures that exist in the Appalachians or stories that you've heard of people living in the
Sure. I
Appalachians?
mean, I'm kind of I only know so much.
Okay.
Some of my cousins would probably be better off.
Or a fact about them that's kind of trippy or
Sure. I mean,
because you're a mountain man. Like you get out.
Yeah.
You we did it last
Stay in there.
podcast. You brought the backpack.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I just want to know like there's probably some creepy stuff that goes on out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's definitely some like things that I personally subscribe to that are lean a little more outside of nature. I wouldn't say like abnormal.
That's
Like
exactly
there's
what I was looking for.
old
That's exactly what I was
lore
looking for.
of like don't whistle outside at night in the mountains.
What is that?
Oh.
What is that?
There's a lot of different ways of interpreting that.
Are we talking shapeshifter?
Yeah, potentially.
Like Slender Man?
I mean, kinda.
Wendigos?
Yeah. Well, Wendigos are out west, but similar. Skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers. Okay, sir. Okay, Evan.
It goes straight to Skinwalkers.
Is it-
Oh my
What is that?
goodness.
That's totally
Whoa.
That's fake as hell.
Look at that thing.
No, right
That's
there.
totally
Stop.
fake.
Don't say
That's
it's
cam
fake.
footage. Look at it.
Stop it.
It's-
That's real. That's
as
HD
real
right
as it
there.
gets.
That's HD right there. Yeah, which is the entire reason it's definitely not. It's nighttime. Who
Oh,
shoots in
dude,
at
should we watch a
4K at night?
Skinwalker Appalachian? Pull up that one.
Which one?
That one right there. Up.
That one?
This girl
That one.
talking about something about Appalachian
It's
Mountain.
on TikTok. I can't
We
wait.
can't.
Oh no.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna
You
be
just
so good. It's gonna
welcomed
be
the
so good.
Chinese government onto your laptop.
Sorry.
It's not the first time. Hold on.
Oh, unmute it. It's still muted.
It's still muted.
At first, I didn't notice anything strange.
Wait,
in the
what?
video, but then if you zoom in, look at what is over
Is that an ostrich?
No, that's
No way.
See, this is the thing I want to get into, guys.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got here.
I'm not super well versed, but there's some stuff out there. I mean, I've heard and seen some weird stuff in the mountains.
Are you
That
a
was an
believer?
elephant, dude.
Oh
Are-
yeah,
In the supernatural.
yeah.
That was an elephant.
That was an elephant.
What could a skinwalker
You didn't see the
be?
lady with the hair? You didn't see the hair?
What is that?
Then right there in the
Oh,
video.
wait, the hair. What
Oh
do you
yeah,
mean?
no, but that was that with the arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was she had hair. She had long hair in that video just there. My thing is, it seems to be
Mike's so skeptical.
Did you see it?
Did you say
Did you see it? I don't know. I think it's super interesting, the Skinwalker talk, especially for just people existing in the Appalachias.
Why is that? How is that not
Because,
possible?
bro,
you think?
they're-
I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Please
That's
be.
gonna be me.
Because they're secluded. And they're Evan can speak to
Dude,
this probably better than I
The
can.
back
but
of a McDonald's is secluded,
no,
dude. Like,
no.
Yeah, there's some weird shit that goes
Yeah.
down back there too.
Yeah, that's kinda true.
It's-
Okay,
that is not a good.
so I
supporting
pulled up
fact.
for you guys. I used my new friend ChatGPT.
okay,
You don't
great.
want to go
To,
back to some of these McDonald's,
very
man.
true.
So
Very true.
this is just one thing from the Appalachians in North Carolina. Okay,
Yeah, Carolinas are.
it's called the
freaky,
Brown Mountain Lights. For over a century, people have reported ghostly glowing orbs hovering over Brown Mountain. Native American legends say they're the spirits of Cherokee women searching for their lost warrior. Scientists have tried to explain them as swamp gas or headlights.
Swamp gas.
Yeah, but
It's always swamp gas.
the lights were reported long before cars existed. Hikers say the orbs sometimes follow them in silence.
Ooh.
Can you imagine hiking a trail and an orb
Yeah,
following
some
you
light,
in silence?
just a light in the woods. That is kind of crazy.
Okay, the abandoned town of Thurmond. This is West Virginia in the Appalachians. Just quick. Once a thriving coal town, Thurmond is now almost entirely empty. The tracks still run through it. Train tracks still run through it, and many buildings remain frozen in time. Locals claim to hear footsteps echoing in the train depot at night. And one old hotel is said to host a ghost who checks on guests who aren't there.
Mm.
There's creepy shit in these mountains.
How many times do you think? How many times do you think like humans like discovered fire, but just like kind of messed up, like and like put it out?
I love
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
It's got to be like a bunch of times.
like,
I would bet you money.
You know, like that kind of shit.
Who do you think the first one was?
Or like someone did it and like just like it's like smoking and they're like, whatever, and then like they walk away and then it like just lights up
Yeah.
Mm.
once they're gone. You know,
Did you-
think about it.
It's a funny,
Think
it's a funny,
about
a
it.
funny thought experiment, I guess. Did you guys see the skinwalker that ran alongside the car?
What?
Oh, not this, dude.
Did you see that?
Oh no.
Did you see
Not
it?
that, dude.
Did you
That's
see
just
it?
some naked crackhead, basically.
Dude, but he's going
Running
like 40
fast.
miles
Yeah,
an
he's
hour.
going like 60 miles an hour, which is kind
That's
of
not.
insane.
That's not human.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
Hold on. I
Sorry,
want to
sorry,
go back
sorry.
to something.
we're off the rails.
Ringwood. Evan, have you heard? Because you know Ringwood stuff.
Mhm.
Have you heard of the UFO stuff in Ringwood? Sure. There's a lot of stories there too,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
What? I know there's one on the
UFO?
reservoir. Yeah, UFO stuff. Like a lot of sightings,
Ringwood?
especially there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something about the reservoir in like there's one part of town where there's a I don't know what it is. I guess the dam. Like
Here comes
maintenance
Walter
and
from the
stuff.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Somebody say UFO. Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. Like again, same thing with like with the Appalachians. Like, there's definitely tons of information to be had.
Mhm.
I'm not as annoying encyclopedia dude with that.
Okay.
Um,
Do you believe?
yeah, yeah,
You do.
I do.
Okay.
I've had my fair share of like experiences. I just haven't studied it as much. I know what to do, what not to
Whoa.
do.
Look at this, dude.
Wanacue
See?
in '66.
This
okay.
one, dude.
Weird New
Weird
Jersey.
Jersey.
Love Weird New
Damn
Jersey.
it.
Some good dudes.
50 years ago this month, 1966, started like any other midwinter day in the small suburban town of Wanacue, New Jersey. The air was clear and cold, and the residents of the
Ooh.
Passaic County borough went about their usual daily
And
routines.
that's back when Wanacue was like middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
That's like, yeah, barren.
little did they know, before the day was over, something would happen, something fantastic and unexplainable. This would change lives of many of townsfolk forever. It all started in the evening on that Tuesday night. It was about 6:30 p.m. and the winter sun was already
Dinner
long gone.
time.
The western horizon, past the Wanacue Reservoir and behind the darkened Ramapo mountain range. Wanacue patrolman Joseph Cisco was in his cruiser when a call from the
That's my
Parkland Lakes
uncle.
dispatcher came over his police radio. It was a report of a glowing light, possibly a fire. Then, as if it was out of a sci-fi movie, Cisco heard the words, "People in Oakland, Ringwood, Patterson, Totowa, and Butler claimed there's a flying saucer over the Wanacue. I pulled into the sand pit, an open area to get my bearings. Siska recalls. There was a light that looked bigger than any of the stars, about the size of a softball or volleyball. It was a pulsating white stationary light, changing to red. It stayed in the air. There was no noise. I was trying to figure out what it was. Wanacue Mayor Harry T. Wolf, Councilman Warren Hackstrom Field, and Arthur Barton and the mayor's 14-year-old son Billy were on their way to oversee the burning of the borough's Christmas trees. Oh, they always do that over there.
They burn the trees?
Yeah, they do a huge bonfire.
What kind of cult?
Yeah, it's some cool stuff.
Me and Max used to do that when we used to go around the whole
Who
neighborhood
are
with
you?
like all the
Wait
Christmas
a
trees,
second.
pile them up, and it was like a 60-foot flame.
Yeah.
every
after
year.
It was
Christmas.
cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
No, while on Christmas Day.
I never lived that far. I didn't know.
We
I
did
didn't know.
we did in the middle of like a congested neighborhood in Wayne though. Every
On the main
year,
road, on the
every
main
year
road.
there were cops
I
and
was gonna say, I'm
firefighters.
sure.
Every year.
You guys are starting forest fires.
Reports that something very white, very bright, and much bigger than a star was hovering over the Wanacue Reservoir.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think anything happened. They just say it was weird. I mean, that's what it is. That's what happens.
Look.
And that's as much as the story goes, right?
It's
That's
so
always how it ends up
creepy
going,
in the
though.
60s when it happens, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know.
I gotta find a picture of the place it happened to. It
Please,
looks so
please.
weird.
Yeah, that section of the reservoir is kind
That
of
section's
creepy.
so weird. I don't
Oh,
know why.
God.
Oh.
So you guys are
It
believers?
looks like this, dude.
What do you mean?
Hold on. Is there a better picture?
It was the Wanacue Reservoir, not the Monksville. Yeah, because the Monksville wasn't built until the 70s.
No, I saw like they said it was over this. They always would say this is
With the
picture.
arches, yeah. Because if you
Yeah,
ever
that
ride through
place.
Wanacue on Wanacue Ave,
Yeah.
on
The
the
arches
left,
there.
you know, the big slanted stone.
Right.
It
Yeah,
looks
like
like
that.
this,
Right
dude.
there.
Look at this. I don't know why this picture's so weird.
It looks
Why
like the
did
dam
you-
I drive by your place.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No,
that's what
that's,
place.
that's the dam, yeah.
Oh.
It just
that's
is,
the Wanacue Reservoir.
it's just always creepy because I don't know what it is and it has these
It's a
weird old
dam.
structures. I know it is, but that's where it happened. Like they saw the light over that,
Over
so
the
they're like,
dam?
"Oh, the world's ending," basically.
Honey,
You know.
it's over.
All right,
Transatlantic.
quick, get the kids.
Dude, back then, I mean, a UFO sighting, like War of the Worlds, Orson Welles, he did that radio drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all fiction, but because he did it in a way where it's if you missed the first like 30 seconds when he made like this is a fictional depiction of a story or whatever the prologue was to it, people were like, I've heard people were like taking off, like
Oh, yeah.
they were just leaving their homes, like driving.
There were a
west.
couple of people that like jumped out of buildings.
I didn't want to say it, but they
Sorry.
swooey.
That's a way to say
damn.
that. God damn.
God rest their souls, but yeah,
Yeah.
because of a radio drama back then.
Yeah.
You know, is that 40s, 30s? Orson Welles? I don't even know.
remember.
Doesn't matter. But that I'm basically a journalist. Right now, this is.
Yep.
But I love Weird New Jersey. I love stuff like
Their
this.
content is actually pretty
It's
wonderful.
so good. Dude.
So they at one point had a really good article about those that I call the Ramapo Indians. They've had other names that I won't repeat that are kind of
boy.
racist.
Oh boy,
Say it.
No,
that's the most racist guy on the pod right there.
no. If you say it, throwing this beer at you.
They call them.
No, dude, don't do
Don't
it.
It starts with a.
Don't do
No.
it.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
I got another one.
You lived in Ringwood.
I got another one.
Go ahead.
It's Upper Ringwood.
It started with an M
It's-
for us.
Oh my
What
God.
name were you thinking?
We'll talk about it after.
I think. Wait, do you know? Never mind.
We're recording.
Because there's like other. I don't know if you know about the other histories of like
tell us, Mike.
the Ford oil spill.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Tell me.
Like,
I don't know.
the people
Tell me about
that
it.
were affected by it
Tell me about it.
terribly.
I don't know it.
I don't know that much stuff, but I know that there's a lineage of people that were affected by Ford built like a plant there
Uh-huh.
and
Where?
they kept
Where?
in Ringwood basically, like
Yeah.
back of Ringwood,
Yeah.
between Ringwood.
That's
and
one of the
West Ford.
reasons. That's one
Yeah.
of the reasons why the land in Ringwood and Wanacue are so polluted.
Yeah, and it
There's
was always
still a cancer cell to this day, actually.
yeah, and they're like basically like Ford destroyed these people's like homes. It all got contaminated.
Wow.
It like messed with
Yeah.
their like growth and everything, like
Wow.
their children, and like disease.
They develop
Pompton
cancer?
Lakes.
Yeah, yeah.
And, yeah.
all that stuff.
Pompton Lakes
Really?
still to this day has
Yeah.
a problem with cancer.
And
Pompton
Really?
Lakes, Wanakee, Ringwood.
Why
Absolutely.
are people living there then if there's still contamination?
I think it's
Nobody
also
really talks about it.
I think it's
What?
also
What?
tribal land as well.
Yes.
Right?
A
And
lot
that's
of
why
tri-
too. So
yeah.
it's all their land. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The
Like, connected to their
the
family and
Ramapo
everything.
Mountain Indians were heavily affected by that. It wasn't to the same extent or to the same
Yeah.
magnitude of like DuPont. Like
Yeah.
that was by and far worse in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
What
but it
happened
was
with
still
DuPont?
oh my god.
I'm
Really?
silly.
So after DuPont developed Teflon.
Oh, he made Teflon.
Well, yeah, DuPont is like the people who developed Teflon originally.
Okay.
So he's a
Um,
supervillain. Basically.
What is
yeah.
Teflon used for?
Nonstick pans,
Right.
The
rain
worst.
jackets, anything waterproof.
Microplastics.
Yeah,
Mm.
PFOAs,
Yeah.
PFASs, stuff
Yeah,
like
dude.
that.
You get
That's Teflon
that?
essentially.
What does PFAS stand for?
Pollute. Pollute.
Why would it be called pollutant?
The first letter is
Pollutant.
polycarbonate.
Polycarbonate. How would I know that?
material? Pollutant material.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell that means. Go
It's
ahead,
okay.
Evan.
So in
I'm a
Jersey,
journalist, dude. Go ahead.
in Jersey, one of the reasons why the Passaic River still to this day is one of the most polluted rivers in the
Gross,
world
yeah.
is because of DuPont. Among
Really?
other corporations that existed.
I
through
always thought it
Belleville
was
and
Marcal and Elmo because I grew up in Elmo Park, so
Mhm.
Marcal was always like, "Oh, they're dumping, they're wasting."
Marcal did the same thing a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
There were multiple companies.
Wasn't that
dumped.
also the river that RFK like swam in? I'm pretty sure.
He's done.
I'm pretty sure he swam in that. And he was like, and with his family and kids.
You're
He
crazy.
was like, yeah,
wouldn't-
come swim.
it
There's
wouldn't
a whole story
surprise
about
me.
it.
They used to take the football team, Elmo Park football team. My I'm serious. My high school history teacher would take, and he was from the 70s, 60s, but he would take or 70s. I'm sorry, no 60s, 65, 66, whatever. He's like,
Yeah.
I would take that, Mr. Panella, God rest his soul. He
I
would
would camp there.
I would
in the
take
water.
He would throw staplers at your head. The dude was nuts.
God.
He was like from the old
love this
school,
guy.
like original like teacher from the opening of the school. Period. But he
Jesus
taught
Christ.
when my grandparents were there, he was teaching there. The dude was there forever. So he said, oh, he was a high school football coach at the
Okay.
time, and he's like, I would take him right into the river, and we'd be swimming in the river.
I mean, back in the 50s, my grandfather used to too, but that was before the
Yeah,
dumping
yeah.
even
There wasn't the
started.
pollute. Okay, so
Not to the same extent.
continue with your-
Marcal's did
Gets worse
it.
over time,
DuPont
too.
did it. I mean, there were a laundry list of corporations that used to just dump.
Yeah.
My aunt was actually one of the workers that was told to.
She was a dumper.
Yeah, yeah. Love
What? she was.
That's
but she didn't know what she was doing. She was told it was fine. She was
Yeah.
just a body, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, you'd be surprised how much that happens
Yeah,
around the
yeah,
world.
Dude,
The land we're on right now is contaminated now
absolutely.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
from what?
from people dumping from
Yeah.
next door.
Dude,
It-
some lady that worked at Markel dumped her own body into the thing, and it's contaminated her body contaminated the water for
Yeah.
like weeks. We couldn't drink the water.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Really brought it down.
She died in the water filtration system of Elmer Park. I
Oh
remember
my
reading.
god,
Yeah.
really?
No,
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
happened when we were kids.
Oh,
Yep.
Yep, I remember that.
Shut
So
it down
she's-
for a couple weeks.
so
Yeah.
she's part of all of us.
Now, permanently part of your skin.
So bad.
But yeah, there's a lot of pollution issues
Poor lady.
all over.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, but there was another part of in Ringwood, the families and stuff, the Van Dunks, the Milligans.
Yeah, Van Dunks are still around.
Yes.
So the Van Dunks lived in Long Pond. They still come visit and
Yes.
have picnics every year.
yes.
They're very nice
But
people.
they were the main families affected by it,
Mhm.
you know?
Yep.
And I went to school for them.
What do you
Yeah.
mean affected by it?
By the foreign oil spill.
so
So
there
they all
were-
lived over there.
Yeah,
So
they were.
Like
they were
all these
contaminated?
people, all these families, they all lived in this one area. And they're known by like everyone in the schools because
Mhm.
they're like I guess they're the only like
But they're all
native.
getting sick?
I don't know if they're getting sick, but they're all like, they all live in one part of town.
Yeah.
Like these Native American kind of people.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
The Van Dunks aren't necessarily part
I don't know if it's
of-
native, but
They've
I don't know.
been called the Rampo Indians. They do have in like native blood.
like that's
They
their,
do.
yeah,
They
that's
do.
the lineage, I guess.
Okay.
There are other more racist terms that I won't repeat that have been used
I
in the
know
past
one.
for them. JWs.
That we,
That's what I
Okay.
thought that one.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember that.
I'll tell you later.
I'll say it because who cares, right?
Will you bleep it?
I don't know who cares. It's
No,
like,
no, no,
it's
no,
like
no,
a.
no, no, no.
I mean,
It's
I
like a.
personally do ministry in that community
Okay,
pretty
yeah,
heavily, and I
forgive
have
me.
a lot of like.
So don't do
So
it.
it's
say
Upper
it then.
Ringwood, and
I'll
they
just
have
say
a
that
big issue with
I
food
never said
insecurity still, and they're really depressed area still to this day.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Unfortunately. Yeah,
Because I always remember, like, even like when
I was going to ask you about them before.
really.
It
Yeah.
was part of my like.
Yeah, me and my church, we do outreach to that Upper Ringwood. and
Wow, I would love to know
Indians.
more because I don't know 'em enough.
Yeah.
A lot of them, it's just decades and decades of lack of education.
Yeah.
Again,
talking
congenital
about? Yeah.
congenital issues
Yeah.
because of
I'm
the old Ford dumping plant.
I'm
or
telling you, it is
the
like
Ford plant that dumped.
everyone that goes to school, we're all close. They're like across the reservoir. I was
Mhm.
across the reservoir. I was far, but they're even further. They're
Were you
across
in
the
the-
reservoir, across like next to the dam almost.
Wow.
Like they're
You were-
secluded.
You were on the far side of the dam.
I was like
from-
Stone Town.
Okay, yeah, I was
Yeah,
just gonna say
I
Stone
was
Town.
there.
Okay,
And for them, like you got to go
yeah,
near the
Way
dam,
into
basically.
the-
You
yeah.
know?
yeah, they were towards the dam, and then so there's Long Pond. If you
Yeah.
go up on the hill there, that's a
Yeah.
lot of where they still are to this day. And
Wow.
they still have problems in the local school district with them.
Really?
Yeah.
There's unruly, there's congenitive
Yeah,
issues,
yeah.
Oh my God.
mental disabilities,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of drug issues very
Yeah.
heavily.
Can I ask you, is it specifically from the dumping?
Some of it, yes.
Probably.
Some of it's from interbreeding, and they've been a
Oh,
very
yeah.
tight knit
That's what.
community.
Yeah.
Again, within the Appalachians, that's not uncommon.
This is my point. This is
yeah.
what was.
I went to school with them, man.
Yeah,
That's
some of them
I'm
aren't bad
so
people.
curious.
No, they're not.
I
I
don't-
had friends.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I remember I would go there and I'd be like, "Holy shit, this is like a different
Yeah,
class."
Yeah.
Of people.
Yeah.
Like their houses are all like messed up and like
Mhm.
dilapidated
you
and stuff.
would
I'm
have
like,
thought you walked into
Yeah.
a third world.
dude, I'm telling you, by me, it's like beautiful.
Oh,
Like
Stone Town's
it's
gorgeous.
upper, like upper middle class. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you by
Stuff
you
like
is
that.
really
yeah,
nice.
it was beautiful. You know what I mean? But like two
It's like
minutes,
going back
2
in
minutes
time.
out, you're like, holy shit! Like what's
Mhm.
going on?
And it's
it's
only
all
that
from
one,
that.
really that one section. Of
Yeah, that
town,
one
though.
area.
Yeah.
It's just that area, but it's
Mostly.
well known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all from that. And I
Um,
think they just Ford. I don't know if Ford like doesn't want to help or
Address
anything.
it.
Well, they
I know there's problems with it.
look at the way it ends up happening with most corporations. They don't address things until they're made to address things.
It's a business, so they're not going to just go out of their pockets.
I mean, look at some of the Superfund sites with Teflon and
Yeah.
and other things like that, where we're winning lawsuits now
Yeah.
about that stuff. The dumping happened in the 60s, the
Yeah.
70s.
Wow,
We're
it's been
winning lawsuits
forever.
now.
After generations of
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have entire generations of like family friends of mine who have passed away from cancers and
Yeah.
and early onset Alzheimer's and all different stuff like
That
that.
affects
Heart
generations.
issues. And I don't doubt for a single second
Yeah.
that I'll end up dealing with that.
Wow.
Living in, growing up for a lot of my life in West Patterson along the, Passaic River, as well as in
Same.
Lyndhurst. Because a lot of the dumping happening, Lyndhurst, Rutherford, Belleville. Yeah, it's awful. And even still, again, Gore-Tex just lost a lawsuit recently because
Oh,
they
really?
claimed that their new Gore-Tex line was PFOA free.
Mhm.
And then they found PFOAs.
Ooh.
And so they got sued. They're like, it's made to be as less PFOA. So it's the same thing. If there's forever
So
chemicals in the product, it's a bad thing. Stop using it.
Mm.
Don't do that.
Dude, I think I'm using those
Yeah, you are.
Gore-Tex stuff. If you have
for
anything
my
that's
eggs. Like
Dude,
with the
Gore-Tex is dope. Dude,
No.
your cowboy boots, bro. I'm pretty sure.
no,
Yeah.
more than likely those are
Or
Gore-Tex.
Vibram, Gore-Tex. I
Vi-
think it's all
my
part of them.
boots.
More than likely, yeah. Mine,
your
these-
soles.
unfortunately, these
Right?
are too.
Non-stick. Yeah.
And this is bad if I have it in my boot.
The problem it really exists when the
Think
product
about it,
starts
dude. You're
to
scraping your foot and just launching
well, it's on the
chemicals.
inside. So PFOAs and PFASs become a problem when they start to break down and then break down into water.
Yeah.
Because once it gets into your blood,
Then you're
it's extraordinarily hard to get it out of your
out.
system.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when they say microplastics in your brain and stuff like that, a lot of it's actually PFOAs and stuff like that because it's polycarbons. And they are forever chemicals. It'll take millions of years for it to break down.
So
your
we're
body
cooked.
could be completely.
Yeah, but devil's advocate. Isn't carbon a forever chemical, dude?
Yeah, it also has not been linked to multiple forms of cancer
Right, and
in medical studies.
congratulations, you got burned.
Dude,
Congratulations.
I heard oxygen.
Cancer.
I heard
burned.
Oh,
Cancer's made of oxygen.
Oxygen. Mike just had a small stroke. Anybody else?
I
smell
tried,
toast?
man.
Anybody else
I
smell
tried to be
toast?
devil's advocate. I'm not good at
I
it.
love when you play it though. I
I'm
love
not
when you
good at it.
Back to the DuPonts you were explaining. They are dumping in the
They
rivers.
were for a
Okay.
long time, and
And-
again,
yeah.
It's all those PFOAs, PFAS, and stuff
Yeah.
like that, where it will never break down. A lot of it, when it gets into your blood, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, giving plasma can help lessen it because a lot of times it binds to plasma, blood plasma, and when your body regenerates it, it's not present anymore. But for the most part, like I think it's something like 80 or 90% of the United States water has more PFOAs than is considered safe by the FDA and like other, CDC. I think it's like 3 parts per trillion or 9 parts per trillion. I believe it's 9 parts per trillion is the safe point. Most are like 12. It's just above, but any is considered a problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
Safe limit doesn't mean a whole lot really at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
it doesn't really make sense. It's
No, and PFASs aren't as bad as specifically PFOA, which is a type of PFAS. There's millions of different types of formulations. It's a type chain that just is really good at repelling water, essentially. Teflon pans, non-stick, stuff like that. Gore-Tex, again, it's a membrane. It's a waterproof membrane. Anything waterproof, technically, 90% of the time is PFAS. There is not, to this day, a water source that you can find that does not have at least a trace amount, which is so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because once it gets into the water system, it's there and it will be there forever.
It's over, dude.
That's so sad. Does that mean
It's over.
that one day we won't be able to go into
I'm so ready for this. I don't know what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
we won't be
Keep
able to
going.
we won't be able to go into into an MRI
Nope.
because all the
That's
micro metals floating in our.
No, micrometals aren't the problem.
You made up micrometal. So we got to turn around.
Well, the non-stick and the boot.
Microplastic,
Plastic is not metal. I think you know that.
Right.
So you made up micrometals.
No, I meant.
And maybe we have to worry about micrometals.
Are you working in a machine shop?
Dude, I've sometimes... You know what, dude? I cut a PVC pipe without a mask.
That's not a good idea.
I know.
Why'd you do it?
Microplastic.
How's your wife?
I'm done. Stop it.
That's safety
Stop.
squints, brother. Just hold your breath. It's fine.
Exactly, that's what it is.
we have a thing where we do sometimes where he'll say like, "How's your wife?" and I'm just like,
I've noticed.
But I'm just like, don't
never
ask
said
how
that.
my
I've never
wife's
said that.
doing.
When have I said that?
Or is it Walter that does it?
Walter does that.
Walter
Walter that
mostly
does
does it.
Walter's
I think
like,
you said
"Oh."
it at least once.
Because he'll
last
do
time.
this.
I said it because
he'll
of
do
Walter.
this. He'll do
Oh.
this. Walter will go, "How's your wife?" And it's just like, bro,
Yeah.
the way you're cocking your head
Walter
and
said
like
it a couple
asking that
times last
question.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we love Walter.
quit asking. You know what I mean? That's my business,
Yeah.
not yours. And if I want to tell you, I'll tell you. But she's fine. She's in the kitchen. She's making dinner.
Whoa, dude.
Just kidding.
Oh.
That's a joke. And that's a
Oh.
joke. It's called a joke.
I want to say, you know what?
Yeah. Leaves canceled.
I don't know why I thought.
That was a joke.
True.
Just a joke.
It's all right.
We
It's
can't
not
have
the
fun
first
anymore?
time.
No.
They've
Guys,
said
come on.
crazier things. I was thinking, I don't know why I thought of it.
You
while
almost
were-
said JW before.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you almost
I would have
did.
said it. I would have said something else. I wouldn't say it. I never said it before. I've never said it before.
I didn't either.
And
And you're not gonna.
There's no proof.
And if you do, Evan will choke you out.
And I'm friends with them.
He's jujitsu.
Yeah.
He knows
They're
judo.
my friends.
I know.
Don't tell people I know jujitsu.
I'm sorry, Evan.
I'm just glad to be here, man.
What's it called? I'm sorry. I was thinking that it kind of relates to religion almost. And y'all are, of the Lord. I'm kind of there too,
Flirting with him.
I'm flirting. I'm there. I'm going to church.
He's playing coy.
I go
with
to church,
Jesus
man.
Right now.
Nice.
I go to church. I watch church sometimes on Sunday.
I love it.
I'm
I'm all for it.
So don't mess with me, man.
I'm not trying to. The water's warm.
But I was thinking like PFOAs, like all these things that you can't see.
Yeah.
It's so hard to I guess for people to care about stuff that you can't
Mhm.
see.
For sure.
You
Good
know?
point. That's a
Well, I
good
think
point.
that's the core element of environmental issues.
Yeah.
Burned. You're
I had a-
burned.
Sometimes.
What?
You just got burned.
What do you mean I got burned?
He cooked you, dude. He's
no,
cooking.
he agreed with me,
No,
but
he's
now I'm
cooking.
gonna turn it on.
I'm
man.
Okay,
confirming,
dude.
Okay.
Let me ask a hard question here. I had a weird realization. I saw a fact that the ozone layer is repairing itself.
Fact or fiction?
Yes. It
doesn't
can.
doesn't make sense. No, it's like back in high school,
Mhm.
I took a college class in high school about global warming.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was like, oh, my mom was like, you gotta get something on your record? And I'm like, all right, fine. And I go, and I had no clue what was going on. But I remember some of the concepts and all this stuff. It makes sense. But then I'm like, and it was at the worst it's ever been during then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I've never thought about like checking like how everything's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it'd be getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
But they say it's like it's been exponentially rebuilding itself.
It has been, but it's not anywhere near to the extent that it's necessary.
Really?
No.
I was reading shit where it was saying like it is like it's almost all good. Like everything's chilling.
Who said
It's in
that? The
good
Nelk
shape.
boys, dude.
The
Man.
the
You ever heard
larger
of Daisy
issue-
World, dude? You hear that shit, man? I took a college class in high school about that.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
Don't touch me, bro.
Feedback loops, bro. I learned about feedback loops. That's all I remember.
Sorry.
No, don't do it. It does it by accident a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, so look, at the end of the day, the ozone layer was not the only thing leading towards global warming. There's a lot of things, and honestly, the ozone layer can exist, but at the extent that we're burning fossil fuels, and especially as large countries are moving more towards more environmentally less damaging.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say environmentally safe, but less damaging forms, solar, wind, stuff like that are significantly
I feel like that's
less bad.
increased over the time
Definitely.
since then, right?
Yes, and
cars, right? Like
the big shift
significant.
right now that's going to make a significant difference in how the warming in the world and sea level rise and such like that, even the way that affects, again, look, how warm has it been? Do you remember summers where it's 90
remember
degrees every
winters?
day?
Yeah.
Or winters where it snows in New Jersey?
When's the last time we had a
That-
foot of
so-
snow?
That's the thing. There's rapid swings.
These have 2 feet.
Yeah. When was it the last
I
time
don't
it
know.
snowed like
It's
that
been
here?
years.
Yeah.
I just have to shovel that shit.
And so there's these rapid swings in the way the environment globally is functioning. Tropical zones growing, storms are getting worse, and
the
a lot
flooding.
of that the flooding is part of it. And that's because it's raining more in single moments, not coming down. The water systems, honestly, in my personal opinion, and I'm not an expert, is starting to break down.
Oh yeah.
And the more you look at that, the major thing that's going to shift everything right now is developing countries. The technology exists.
True.
Like infrastructure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As African countries and South Asian countries, are they going to choose coal, iron, iron making and
The
zinc
quick and easy.
and stuff like that for centuries
Yeah.
making aluminum, since we've discovered aluminum in the already developed, kind of first world nations. We used
Yeah.
coal. We still use, we don't use coal as often. We still unfortunately do a
We're
lot
bringing it back, baby.
in Kentucky and, other southern states.
Trump said we're bringing it back.
Oh God. Let me start on that guy.
We're bringing the PFAs back, bro.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
him-
sorry.
So we're still trying, in a lot of developing European countries or non-developing European countries, first class kind of countries, France, Germany, other countries like that. Romania even has been huge.
You didn't
moving
include my
towards-
country of Poland.
Poland has
You guys
been,
moving
yes.
forward?
Thank you.
Poland has been doing a
All right,
lot
Thank you, dude.
in
All
solar.
right, bro.
Romania has been doing a lot in solar.
Been
a
there
lot of
twice. He's like,
yeah.
my
The
country.
the Eastern
Hey man, vote for Christmas, man.
the Eastern
Sorry,
NATO
sorry.
bloc has been doing a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, with
Get
with
educated, bro.
renewables. And so that's the big thing. We're never going to catch up to China in manufacturing. And I think that's one of the reasons why Trump is so insecure about renewables is because we're never going to be dominant in that world. That's just never going to happen. We should have
We're
started
too far
getting
gone.
No.
Yeah.
And it would be financial detrimental to ourselves to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let it rock. Focus on chips. Focus on a lot of this. The R&D. We're not a manufacturing country anymore. We are a brain country. We are developers. We are doing a lot of that. And so if we're able to help some of these countries in Africa, Southeast Asia, wherever, that are still developing, don't do oil. Don't do trade with Russia for oil. Don't do trade with India for oil. Don't do trade with the Middle East for oil. Use solar. That material and that technology has become exponentially cheaper because of China.
Yeah.
And they're actually really good at it. Honestly, it sucks to say, but they are.
Crushing.
Yeah.
That's going to be the biggest thing. Where do developing countries turn? Do they turn to us for their oil, or do they turn to China for their solar panels? Or do we try and hop into that game? Do we pull a China, replicate their technology, and then sell it to Africa?
We ain't doing that.
No, because their moral compass is too high.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the biggest thing right now.
Yeah.
And it's inevitable that this is going to continue. It's pushing ahead. And even though the ozone layer is repairing itself, the burning of fossil fuels, again, aerosol, stuff like that, is really what did affect ozone. The issue right now is, what are we trapping in the atmosphere? The ozone doesn't matter at a certain point when we're trapping, certain types of chemicals below the ozone.
Yeah.
It's not even the sun piercing through at this point. The ozone was a problem for UV rays.
Yeah.
That's why everybody back when we were kids got toasted constantly.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had a sunburn when you were in the sun for a freaking hour?
I haven't had a bad one lately.
No,
I haven't.
I remember back then, my whole back was
because of the ozone layer repairing.
You're right, dude.
Yes, because it blocks UVA, UVB.
Dude, my skin cracked in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
When I was like 17.
Yeah, Mexico's rough for that.
It did, dude. It cracked.
It's the only thing that cracked.
Heyo. Burned, dude.
That was you.
No, I got burned there.
We both got one, dude.
Well, China obviously is the
I'm dishing
enemy.
them out
China's
today.
the enemy.
I mean, to a certain extent.
No,
Absolutely.
I'll be real. I'm against China.
I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know enough.
All day long.
All right. So, but
Get out.
I heard Poland just announced that Christ is king. Did you hear that? Did you just hear that?
What?
Poland announced Christ is king.
What do you mean?
Country's king is Christ.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
No, they're very
Catholic, dude.
they're very Catholic.
As in Jesus Christ.
There's a pretty good Orthodox population there as well.
That's your
Not as big as
country,
you
bro.
We don't need no elections, dude.
No, I know. You
Got
guys
God.
just declared it. Like,
Just
that's
God.
it.
Hell yeah, man.
Poland, Poland's doing it right.
And I like it, dude, because Poland, they're not gonna let you in. Especially you, dude.
What?
You're looking like
Well, say it.
Yeah,
Say it.
I can't.
It starts with a G.
I can't say it.
Say it.
Can't say it. And he's a pastor, dude, so we can't.
No, you're right.
I'm not. I pretend to be.
No. But
It's all jokes though.
how about faith, man? Because we talked
We've touched on it.
we've touched on it before. How about we were talking about skinwalkers before.
What?
No. Because
Bro, what?
I'll get to the. This is I guess part of it
Okay.
in a way in my
close
brain.
this,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Close that damn archway. The
Color flip.
Oh, God.
What's that?
Yeah.
You want some Ozempic?
I was looking
injections?
At it.
You're
I was
looking
looking at his
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
GLP-1s.
Okay, skinwalkers. This is full circle.
What?
Full circle. So
Oh my god.
right. That's what I kind of want to
God
talk.
is a skinwalker?
No, right.
Ooh, you said that. I didn't say that.
I would never.
I didn't say that.
I'm gonna see my one of my old professors from seminary soon. He's gonna hang me.
But as far as faith goes, like how if you believe in these skinwalkers, right? Which it's fun to believe. Like they're scary. They're terrifying.
Yeah.
Where does that fall in? And like, is it a demon? Is it a creature that's evolved into it's a living creature, just like a bear, but it's just effed up? Like,
Yeah.
what do you believe it is?
So let me start on a fundamental.
Because you said supernatural, so I'm calling it out, you know?
Let me start on a fundamental level. The way I've kind of programmed my brain on this is open-handed, close-fisted topics. Now, there's kind of 4 levels there. There's open-handed topics that are worth, debating. That doesn't affect your salvation, doesn't affect your faith, right?
This sounds like a CIA. Like,
Let him go here. This is important.
You don't know me.
Damn. We caught him. We got one.
Like the rapture,
Old Testament.
There's a ton of very give and take. Doesn't affect the way you're saved. Doesn't affect that. I'll close-handed topic, which is Christ died for your sins, was dead for 3 days, was raised again, defeated death, and will return again to bring a close to this fallen age, right? That is a biblical fact that if you start pushing against that, you're either a cult or a liar. That is extra biblical. Anything outside of that close-handed topic. Catholics, Eastern Orthodox, Protestants, we all agree that Christ died for our sins. He is the only way to the Father. He himself said it. The only way to the Father is through me. And that's the kind of the way I treat topics like skinwalkers or angels or issues like that. I personally believe I've had situations with demons, and I can tell those stories when we're not recording. I don't like telling them super publicly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so again, think about it this way. There were multiple forms of angels, right? There are angels that literally sit in the holy court and just sing holy, holy on high. There are angels that are messengers. There are angels that are warriors. There are angels, and this is all biblical. There are different angels that have different tasks. There are angels that stay in heaven, that are intermediates, and that stay here. There is no reason to believe that they're not demons that are same way. And look at it this way. Biblically, demons and evil forces used different forms of manipulation, different forms of weaponry and warfare. And I'll stand up and show you the back of my shirt in a minute, and it kind of connects. They used different types of warfare against different types of people groups. They used, money and power for some groups. Money and power works here. Supernatural stuff in the 21st century, what's it going to gain you? Again, moving against, a biblical standpoint or a biblical worldview. The supernatural is not going to necessarily push people away from that. Money, power, stuff like that. Even crystals, stuff like that, maybe, a level of spirituality. Yeah, Walter, Becca, there's a certain number of people in my life that definitely subscribe to that. And some of them used to be believers. Yeah. And I think that's very attractive because it can be manipulated and utilized in your own personal way where Christ can't be. There's not a biblical canon and a long legacy of church, theology and hermeneutics on that. And hermeneutics, just for context, is basically just the way of exegesis. So how do you interpret, how do you read and study the Bible or a text? It's a larger, you can use a system of hermeneutics on any type of thing. Reading Hemingway, whatever. Right. Greek text, whatever. And I think that's more attractive. Money, power. But again, even those forms of spirituality that are a little more attractive, they're fun, they're kitschy, they're cute. That's really nice until you start looking at, I don't think it's necessarily a negative to involve that in your faith, but once it starts clouding the way you see Christ as king, that's a problem. I'm going to show the camera my shirt. And I think you guys would like it too.
Let's see it.
Man, it's interesting you talk about that because I feel like that's a little more
Worship
to the...
is warfare.
There we go. Worship is warfare. Go down a little bit?
Yeah.
There we go.
There
Perfect.
it is. We got it on screen.
I love that.
So I actually, long story short, so everybody kind of knows that I work in live events. And I work in a high-end corporate setting a lot of times. I was working for a company I can't talk about because I signed an NDA. They own one of the upper floors of the World Trade Center.
Oh my God.
And here I am going through security at the courier desk in the basement near where World Trade Center train station is, the beautiful white kind of complex. And just off of spur of there where the mall is where you actually enter into the World Trade Center as a courier. The equipment goes through a separate exit as well. I was coming in the day following, and on the front of my Pelican, I have a sticker that says "Worship is Warfare." And of course, I'm coming through security. They scan all my stuff, and they bomb sniff. And the guy sees the sticker, and goes, "Hey, what does that mean?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, worshiping God is warfare against the devil." He goes, "Yeah." Hey, Jim. Guy walks around the corner with an AR. They're like, "Sir, step into this back room." I'm like, I'm going to get probed.
Wow.
They talked with me for a little while. I was like, "You guys have anybody on staff who's a Christian?" They go, "No." I'm like, "Shit."
Wow.
So I sat in that back room for like 5 minutes. They were like, "You're fine."
And they just asked you a bunch of questions.
Yeah, basically.
Dang.
They already bomb sniffed me.
Yeah.
It's like you can't say bomb,
No,
You can't
fire.
have something that says war.
Can't say
warfare. Worship and warfare in the same sentence when they were just got hit by
into the trade center.
Islamic terrorists.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, One World Trade Center almost probed me for that. That was a funny day.
Holy.
Dude, that's so interesting though. I feel like that's the main that's why I say I'm like you say I'm flirting with God and stuff. It's like that is the one it's like you put it very well. It's like this when I look at, because I don't know, I like looking at every avenue, right? And how like religion is this thing that so many different cultures adopted, and people say this is the right way, this is the right way, and how come there's like a right way and a wrong way to people and all that. And when you say like some people choose to do spirituality and like those spiritual kind of practices in place, or like they come out of that and go to spiritual because it's makes sense. It's a little looser, a little less strict, a little, you know, or like Catholic versus Christian, you know, like all that.
Yeah.
Like it seems like there's this, I don't know. I always found it interesting. That's what interests me. It's like the difference in this thing that is supposed to be so kind of like a group of people all think of the same thing. You know, that's it. Like fascinates me, and that's why I'm like, I never really subscribe to like a thing, but I subscribe to God.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of just been my thing.
Yeah.
So do you subscribe to God because of tradition, because of family, or because you genuinely believe he's like a loving, merciful, graceful God?
Probably that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. I think like, I don't know, this it's once it gets into the like the different, what makes it different between all these different things, then I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me with this.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
So I don't know.
If you ever have questions, my church does 6 to 8 weeks every summer and winter when we talk about topics like that.
Yeah.
It's called summer sessions and winter sessions. It's all on Spotify as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
That's all I
If they ever sound like garbage, I also produce all of those. Sorry.
I'm sure they sound great, man.
Most of them,
Yeah.
until I'd forget to hit record, and then they have to come into the office
Guys,
the following week.
we
It's
missed
only
that
happened
whole
out of 3 or 4 years of of us doing it. I've only done it once.
Oh, that's
So-
not
Yeah.
bad.
No.
That's not bad.
So it was actually because the Zoom recorder died mid-show.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only reason.
Yeah.
Damn.
So happens.
Cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Check it out.
But
I'll check it out.
yeah, it's interesting. Like there is this warfare element. If you're thinking of like angels that have fallen and
Yeah.
skinwalkers and all this stuff. Like if there is,
Hey, dude.
don't
relate Angel with Skinwalkers.
yeah, whatever. I'm trying to make a point
Sure.
about that. If like about worship is warfare. If there is a God who is loving and created us and is a force for good, then if there's good, there must be some force that's for evil and like not good. And if that's the case, then there's some kind of spiritual warfare going on, like for your soul, for whatever you're made of, like what God created. So if that exists daily, which I mean, the way I used to think about it growing up is like, I would know it when I'd come across a moment in time where like there's a fork in the road. I'm hit with a decision. I have to make it. It's like role playing. It's like I can do this thing, which I know is going to cause harm and ripple out into something bad. Even if I can't think that far ahead, I feel it. It's the wrong choice. Or I can make a choice that's for good and like, you know, maybe not act on my vice or show empathy where I want to act on anger or whatever. And then maybe that's like a good choice. And in that way, I don't know, the feeling of like this play for my free will. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's what the as I've gotten older, it's like that kind of sticks with me still. Like you do have, God granted us free will, if you believe that, where we are allowed to do whatever we choose to do. And you know, the longer I live, like I think I was kind of ignorant when I was growing up. I saw a lot of bad, but I kind of always like would lean towards, man, people are just great. Like I just think like they're beautiful and they're amazing. And then you get older, you go through a bunch of things, you survive it long enough, and then you're like, man, being here is kind of tough. And we are capable of such great stuff, and we do have the choice to make great decisions and to help each other and be brothers and sisters to each other. But for a place to power, and you know, for people acting on things like making the decision for their own gain, to feel good in the moment, to have something over someone next to you, like I don't know, like I've seen it so often that it's I don't think that way about people anymore. I know we're both capable of the good and the bad. I still hope that people make good decisions, and like I seen myself trip and fall so many times. I'm like, dude, get it together, bro. But I think the thing about Jesus that kind of has been so freeing to me in this last like 4 years has been I've really heard him say, you know, like the work's done, and you know, whatever, like my works aren't going to determine like I'm never going to be perfect.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I can't play God.
No.
And it frees me up to make a better choice day to day. You know, it's not so much I don't know if I'm describing it in the right way, but for me it seems like there's not so much weight, like I'm alone in this fight against earth and all its crap that's going on. Like I have a loving father that's like, I've always got you.
Yeah.
I've always got you. I sent my son to die for your sins because I knew you were going to do it before you were even born, bro. I knew you were going to make that choice. I knew it. And I love you. And like, that's a period on the end of that sentence. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm also like, obviously not the greatest Christian who ever lived. And I have my own questions and concerns and things that I don't understand and can't get behind where I'm sitting right now. But what I read about Jesus Christ, for damn sure I'm like blown away by, and moves my heart and my soul and registers as true. So that's just what my walk's been recently. But
That's really cool, man.
for faith, man.
Thanks for
Yeah,
sharing
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's tough because there's parts of me where like I love him so much and I give my life to him fully. And then there's a part of me where it's also like, but I know I have family who are Muslim, and I'm like, I just can't get behind fully everything that's stated in the Bible.
Yeah.
And that's just where I'm at this point in my life.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know, and that's all I'll say.
If you were to ever, within your own fallen heart and mind,
Yeah.
be okay with everything in the Bible, there's something wrong.
yeah, that's what I've heard too. It's
That's
like
a struggle.
you
know?
can't really if you're reading this and you're just like, man, all of this sounds right. It's like you're probably not reading it like fully. You know what I mean?
There's some
like,
hard stuff in there.
dude. I mean, it puts you in a tough spot sometimes. I've noticed.
So God is a logical God, right?
Right.
He has built systems. There's the law of gravity. There's physics. He stays within some of those rules, and so within the law of logic, right? Think about the fall. Think about Genesis 1, 2, 3. He creates something beautiful. He creates us in his image.
I just pictured you. I pictured you walking around, you and pulling Eve from your rib and eating the apple, dude. I just pictured Mike in the garden, dude.
What? I kind of love that.
I pictured him with this guy, like, all right. I mean, I'll just have a bite.
Probably would, dude. I'm hungry.
No.
Yeah, I hear that.
It's the one that gets you every time. No, I'm just kidding.
But here's where the logic comes.
Yeah.
Again, I spoke about the different angels. Some of them literally sit in the holy court singing holy, holy on high.
Mm-hmm.
We are what God designed of himself. And if God has free, choice to choose what's going on, we have to as well. And if there's going to be free choice, we have to be able to, that has to exist.
Mm-hmm.
If there's going to be good, that has to be bad. If he is good, what opposes him?
Mm-hmm.
What is opposite? When there's a polar, there's two poles. There's a magnetic side and a reflective side. That exists. And so in the same way, in the Garden of Eden, we were made, things were beautiful, things were perfect. But to love him and to choose to love God and to exist in a perfect unity with him, that is special. That is something that we have above any other creature, demon, angel, animal, and beast. That is something that is particular to us. We have that free choice, that consciousness, correct? Mm. And so if you look at Genesis 3 with the fall, that has to exist for the logic of choosing to love a loving God.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a fall. There has to be a brokenness. And that's where we exist now in this
sure.
in-between.
For sure.
And that's, I think, what you're feeling is God loved me so much that he created me to be like him.
Yeah.
And struggling with that logic of why would he put us in a world where there's this much pain? I mean, you guys know some of my story. I've suffered more than most. And I acknowledge fully that God loves me. God is a graceful God. God is a merciful God. And he doesn't wish those things for me. He doesn't wish any of the pain that any of us have gone through. We've all suffered. We've all lost. We've all had these things. Pain, suffering, death. These things are not of his design, but they have to exist as a polar. And so if you start looking at the Bible in that manner and kind of pairing that thought with what you're thinking, we have that free choice because we are created to choose to love him. Because having a robot who sits there and does nothing but worship only does so much. Having a wife who chooses to love you in that same choice that, again, Christ and the church, Christ loves the church. There's a choice. There's an intentionality where that's again, Christ and the church is the same image as a man and woman in marriage. And that intentionality that I know you're going to hurt me. I know that this is a fallen world. This is painful.
Yeah. Like we're always going to fall
and the
short.
church is going to jade us sometimes. It's gonna
For
hurt.
sure.
There's flaw. But that existence of that intentional love and care, that's, I think, the solace that I found in the struggle that you're having.
Right on.
And there's a much deeper theological rabbit hole I could take you on that we'd be here for hours.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to chew your ears off.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a really hard thing. And I think that's one of the biggest struggles with Christian faith of why would he curse us to this?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to reconcile.
There's been times where I've definitely, I mean, still to this day where I struggle with that and you know, with people that are born in certain areas of the world that have no connection to Christ at all, or no, like Papua New Guinea, these people, they don't even know who Christ is. Like there's no connection. And just in Dave's mind and heart, I can't imagine a God saying, the God that I've read about, you know, the God that if he's Christ, if his son, if he sent his son Christ, and dude, I love the New Testament because I read about him and I'm like, bro, I would do anything to walk alongside him and just to like get to know him because my faith would be ironclad. Like I know it would. But even though I say that, I'm human. So I'm saying two things. One thing is I can't understand how these people are condemned if they can't. And maybe, I don't know, God knows, I don't know. But that's where my mind goes. And then the walking alongside Christ, like I read about Judas and I'm like, man, what a piece of shit. Like, dude, you had it all, bro.
Yeah.
You know? You had it all, dude. You had
the Son of God.
He called you. He called you. Like, and you got to walk alongside him. You got to see miracles happen. You know, all he asked was that you follow him. That's all he asked of you. And for, what was it? 30 pieces of silver?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. He said, I'll take it.
Largely insignificant amount of money.
Yeah. And I had learned, like, we know what happens after. I think to be true is that he receives the money. He kisses Jesus on the cheek, informs the Romans that because the kiss is the kiss of death, that's him. They get him. They crucify him. 3 days later, he rises. But right after, Judas doesn't see that. Judas already offed himself, right? Because he knew what he did.
Yeah. He hung himself, and legend goes that he was devoured.
Yeah. And then I stopped, and I was like, well, what have you done when God's called you to not do that? So if I'm giving my life to Christ and I'm walking alongside him every day, but I lie, then I'm just like Judas. In a sense, like I'm turning my back on all the work that Christ has done, all the suffering that he did on the cross, all of it. Like I'm doing that all the time. And I have to ask that's why I have to repent.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that. So I'm no better, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
we're all sinners, is what I'm trying to say.
It's a fallen world.
Yeah.
And we struggle. We're going to.
Yeah. We're of the flesh too.
And here's the thing. Christ himself says, I'm going to redeem everything.
Yeah.
Not now. He doesn't say when.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I will redeem everything. There will come a time where there is a new earth, a new heaven, and we will live again in that Eden perfection. Come that time. But that battle's already been won. Again, you don't, the weight of that salvation, fixing everything, saving everybody, that doesn't exist on ourselves.
Why do I feel like I carry that sometimes still though? I don't know if you guys, Like I don't know, you relate ever? I still feel like
Because
I'm
you care.
carrying that
You care.
fight, and it's like
Yeah,
the
people
fight's
care.
done.
I don't know. I'm sure, Mike, you've experienced this too, but you care so much about people sometimes, and you've suffered so much in of yourself that you know that sometimes you can help, and sometimes you think you can, you just can't,
Yeah, yeah.
and that exists, and
Or I hold
realizing
myself to like a standard that I know I'm like I'll never. I don't know. It's like I'm trying to be a better version of myself constantly, but I'm always falling short of that version of myself I have in my head, because the more I
Yeah.
read about him, the more I'm like I got to be like him,
Mhm.
and I can't be.
you can, but it's a one day at a time thing.
Man.
Here's the thing: there's a old Jewish concept within training up rabbis, and Jesus was considered a rabbi. You want to be covered in the dust of your master.
Mm.
You want to be following so close behind him that it looks like one entity moving through the dust, where you collect his dust and you collect his knowledge, his wisdom. You're never going to be him,
Mm-hmm.
but you can always try and follow as close as you can. And sometimes you're going to fall behind. You're going to
Yeah.
stub a toe and your slipper's going to come off
Yeah.
and you're going to be stumbling around in the dust. But you want to follow as close as you can. You're going to fall behind.
Yeah.
That exists with Christ. That is what it is to follow Christ. You're going to fall behind. That's relapse.
I fall
that
behind
exists everywhere.
pretty far.
And that happens.
Your boy's tripping
It's all right, man.
sometimes.
Welcome to being a fallen
all
man.
good.
Yeah, but dude, I'll tell you what. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I feel super connected to him, and I'm grateful. And he's made
Prayer,
my
man.
life. He's made my life so much better
Hmm.
just knowing him, and building this relationship with him.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say about faith too. I found that like faith, like being what it is, you have the option to choose. Like faith, you have to know, like you were saying before, this paradox of like there'd be no value in faith if there was no fall.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why faith is important. Like that's what faith is. It's like you need to know the other side of the coin and still yet choose.
Mhm.
Like I choose to believe, and I do believe. Like, so I just wanted to ask you, like, what is faith to you? Like how would you describe faith?
Faith.
And
Again,
have you had doubt? Because
Oh,
I think that doubt
absolutely
is a key
I
factor.
think a
in
faith without doubt is a tree without roots.
Mm.
Sorry. Now
Say
he
it
smacked-
again. Say it
now-
again.
Now I've encouraged him to smack him. A faith without doubt is a tree without roots. That's going back to the Jewish like rabbis. That is an old concept. And it's true because here's the thing. When you doubt your teacher about evolution, whatever, and you start debating, what solidifies sometimes the truth of a concept and a topic in your mind? Doubt and debate. Sometimes debating a topic is what either confirms you on the other person's point or your own.
Mhm.
And I think that level of discourse is something that doesn't exist in today's day and age a lot of times. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about this podcast, and one of the reasons why podcasts on large are becoming so much more popular, because that's an environment where that can happen in sometimes a safe environment where there's no stipulation of having to prove your point, being so steadfast in that. And I think that's one of the only fronts that we're pushing against that polarization that exists within culture. I don't know why this came to mind a minute ago.
Do you think God would have a podcast?
Oh, hell yeah.
You think so? Man, doubt, dude. Having your doubts, it's a part of faith, essential part. Otherwise, there would be no faith. It would just be, well, that's the answer. You have no doubt. What's the need to choose? You don't choose. It's just, it is what it is. The reason faith is like balanced is because you doubt. You have your doubts. So if you didn't have doubts, there's no such thing as faith. There's no act of faith.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as faith if there's no doubt.
No, absolutely.
Right?
You need to, and again, I think that's one of the reasons why within the Bible, within even honestly larger culture, and this is not the only religion or the only culture that holds this opinion, but I think it's in certain sects of the religion, there's this concept where pain and suffering tends to be a solidifying factor of someone's faith more than most. Someone who holds fast to their faith, not dogmatically, not as a moron who was just sitting there believing, well, God, some Joel Osteen BS of God wants better for me. He does. We're also in a broken world. That doesn't mean he's going to hand you $1 million tomorrow. The only reason Joel Osteen's as wealthy as he is because he's a grifter.
That's a fact.
And so, hit me up. Not Israel Houghton though. He's cool. I've worked with Israel a couple.
I don't know that guy.
He used to be Joel Osteen's worship pastor.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, good guy. Yeah, some of the most inspiring Christian worship music you'll ever hear. He's had a fall from grace, but he's a good enough guy, and I've worked with him more than once. He's a solid dude, and his whole team is. So anyway, but I think that concept really exists where that doubt, that suffering, where you turn and go, again, look at the book of Job. He turned to God and went,
man,
what the fuck are you doing to me?
Dude, but
scraping the boils off
dude.
of his skin with the shattered shards of his home after his wife was taken, his children were taken, his entire estate was taken. And so here's the thing. That doubt, that frustration, that existence, where did that come to? Job never learned why he had to suffer. There is no biblical proof to believe that Job ever found out why he had to suffer. I don't know if you've read the book of Job, but basically it's this book where there was this early Bible man who was a sheep herder, and he had many children and a wife and this beautiful big estate where he had, people living with him, bond servants, kind of indentured people who would work for him basically. I'm going to feed you and house you and you're going to work for me basically. And he had this big, beautiful estate, and it flips from that up to this image in heaven of the opposition, the Satan, the Satan, evil one, coming to God and saying, hey, this guy has been faithful to you. I bet you that this guy, if I make him suffer, is going to turn from you. God goes, I don't think so. Go ahead. And Satan came down and slowly destroyed this man over the span of what they believe to be somewhere between 60 and 80 years.
Oh my God.
This man lived for, we believe, somewhere in the ballpark of 200 years. If we look at where he probably existed in timeline, people were probably living 200 to 300 years at that time.
How about that?
What happened, man?
Yeah, I know.
PFOs.
It's the fall, man. PFOs. And so again, slowly, he watched his family die. He watched his his wife die, his entire estate die. And it came to this point where his 3 friends are surrounding him saying, what did you do to bring this on yourself?
Because that's all they could think at that time.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that was the thought at that point in time. And there was this point where he broke. He's like, and just in the Psalms and the Proverbs, again, David and Solomon, where they were going through so much, and a lot of it they were brought down on themselves, where it was just this horrible things that were going on to them.
But Job did nothing but worship.
And well, for the most part, Job said, why are you doing this to me? God said, turn and worship. And he did, and he suffered, and he doubted. He doubted for a minute there. He went, why are you doing this? Why would you ever? What is this? As he had boils on his skin. He was scraping with pottery shards from his estate, from his destroyed home. Everything was gone. And he worshiped God. God restored him and sent away the Satan. And it's a beautiful book. I really encourage you to listen to it. It's not that long if you listen to it. You can listen to it in a couple of trips and just car rides, stuff like that. I definitely suggest listening to it in the ESV. It's definitely a little bit easier to listen to. If not that, the Message translation is also very easily. What? The Message translation? They're fantastic.
What is that?
The Message translation? It's
whatever the ESV.
ESV is fantastic as well. Yeah. So the English Standard Version, that's they had a 09 version, 1999 version, 2003 version, and the 09 version. And it's basically just modern English, not King James, nothing you can't understand. I believe it was Eugene Peterson wrote the Message version, which is even simpler, where he basically took sections of scripture and instead of translating it word by word, he translated it by block, by verse.
Got it.
And so instead of there being words that you can directly translate, that's actually one of the reasons why I avoided the Message when I was in seminary, because you can't pull the Greek and Hebrew and try and really trace lineages and try and see where because when I was in Bible college, we had to read each book of the Bible in 4 to 7 different translations at a clip. Absolute nightmare. Some of this was in a week while you were in 20 hours a week in class.
Wow.
It was absurd. Very, very intense. And I stayed away from the translation because it was hard to trace back and think about. But the ESV is incredible because it retains that lineage, that lexiconal, kind of system while being understandable. And the book of Job is just really stunning in this. He stayed steadfast that God was good and he was restored. Everything was brought back to him. His family was brought back. He was able to rebuild. And yet he never found out why any of it happened. But he still believed that God was good. And there's things that I'm never going to understand why I've gone through what I've gone through in my life. And I know that God is good.
But you have doubt sometimes.
I think that's natural.
Yeah.
If you don't doubt
I
something,
do.
I think if you don't doubt something, whether it be culture, your religion, or whatever, you're just sitting there believing something that's been told to you.
Yeah.
Hey, the sky is green. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Why is the sky blue?
Yeah.
Science exists. Study it.
Part of my walk, dude,
Google it.
has been the most helpful thing to finding God again in my life was that. Like, I feel like Job, where I was in a dark spot and a friend came to me and said, he's waiting at the door for you to just talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
The act that Job took, I think that sticks out to me most is that it's you could say blasphemous. Like he turned to his father and said, why? Like with resentment or with however you want to perceive that. Anger.
And I think that's understandable.
That was my first prayer. I didn't know it at the time. I was just talking. I was trying to talk and I was like, why? I thought you like, what's the deal, dude? It must have looked crazy, but that's what it was coming out as, like a litany of like a receipt of like, yeah, you did this and then this, and I'm feeling this because of this, and like, I have no control of this stuff. You do. Why? Why? I thought I was a good guy. Like, what's the deal? And from that day, it's been like I was building a relationship with him again, but it started in a place that wasn't pretty. But I think that God, and what I've read about Job, part of the story is he's calling out God. He's saying, why? I love you. I've worshiped you and I've done everything right. And like, why are you punishing me for? Like, I didn't deserve this. I don't deserve this. And I look back at it now and I'm like, how silly was I? But I think God is waiting for you to kind of, if you're in that position, to just talk to him in exactly where you are, not in a fake, like, let me say, just, he is God. So just speak, bow your head and say it like this. And I think God is really, he knows who you are. He knows every hair on your head. He knows what you're going to do before you do it. He loves you unconditionally. Tell him how you feel. As any relationship would, if you withhold things in a relationship, is it going to get better or worse? Yeah. It's going to get worse. You're going to get more distant. There's going to become some divide over time. And there was. And if I'm not careful now, there is. Guess what? There is. I started just doing an Our Father back in my Roman Catholic raised days. But now I like investigate. I'm not just saying Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom, just to say it. Now I know what words I'm saying and why I'm saying it. And I'm using it as like I'm feeling distant. I haven't thanked him today. I'm about to do my boxing thing. I'm feeling kind of low and I'm definitely feeling disconnected. I'm just going to say it, but I'm going to say it with intention. All to say, it started with that. It started with I'm calling you out. I don't know what's going on here. Why would you do this? And I don't feel bad about it anymore. And I used to, and I don't. Because I know what relationship I have with him now. And it sounds a lot like Job.
So I have a song that came out in 2013 that I've listened to a million times. They're a group that haven't produced music, I think, since COVID at least, called Beautiful Eulogy. They're basically a bunch of pastors of really good flow.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Fantastic music. And they sampled a section of a sermon by, unfortunately, a guy who's kind of fallen from grace since, but an incredible pastor. Do you mind if I just
Yeah,
say,
All right,
say
go
you
ahead.
know, are you merciful? Why? Because Jesus healed the sick, because Jesus fed the multitudes, because Jesus gave legs to the crippled, because Jesus granted sight to the blind, because Jesus opened the ears of the deaf, because Jesus found prostitutes and tax collectors and drew them into the sphere of his love, because Jesus touched the untouchable and loved the unlovable and forgave the unforgivable and welcomed the undesirable, because Jesus even now saves the otherwise unsavable. Why? Because they deserve it? When the goodness and loving kindness of our God Savior appeared, he saved us not because of the works done in righteousness, not because we have met him halfway, not because we have took the proper steps forward and in good faith have elevated ourselves to the place of the deserving poor, but because of his mercy. We are here because Jesus Christ didn't say with cold indifference, give them what they deserve. They brought it on themselves. Jesus Christ is the mercy of God. And seeing us in our misery and in our need, he doesn't just feel for us, he takes the necessary action to relieve our distress. He leaves the eternal glory of heaven and the perfect fellowship of the Trinity. He condescends to us, lives among us, suffers like us, dies for us. Do you understand this? Have you experienced this? How then is it possible to experience it and not display it? It isn't possible. You haven't experienced it if you don't display it. The evidence of God's mercy in your life isn't determined by how much theology you know or how many books you read. It is by your active goodness to people in misery and in need. Again, that's off the Blessed Are the Merciful album by Beautiful Eulogy. Incredible album. It is probably one of the single most incredible albums start to stop that just never stops. It flows so well. Every song just is, it's one entity, really, in my book.
Check it out.
And even each song is just incredible. There's a few albums that I found that are like that. That's
Yeah.
definitely one of the best.
Cool.
But that concept of he sees us in our misery and our need, and he takes the intentional steps to leave this perfect Trinity, come down and show mercy to us.
Yeah.
And I think one of the fascinating things is the difference between mercy and grace, but he shows mercy to us. We mess up every day.
Yeah.
We're living in a fallen world. We exist in a fallen world where sin is normal. Greed is normal. Issues that affect other people happen every day. I've been to, the inner highlands of Guatemala and the jungles, and I've seen what can exist in third world countries where, people are abused, people are manipulated. Again, the genocides that happened in some of those villages where they're still to this day, they say, see that little valley over there? That used to be lower. That's full of bodies.
Jeez. Oh, you look at Gaza now. I mean, stuff is just
Exactly.
getting ripped apart.
And those things happen. And yet people still go. There's still Christians in Gaza to this day.
Yeah.
There's still Christians who go out to Guatemala. One of the reasons why I was there, I was sharing the gospel with people as I taught them how to build high efficiency stoves, using calcium and other local, stones basically to make cooktops so they didn't just have to cook over the fire. Because when you cook over a fire, when it looks like it's cooked, it's usually not. And salmonella and foodborne illnesses were a massive problem in the inner highlands of Guatemala. Papua New Guinea level bad.
Wow.
And people are able to cook their food better. They're safer because of that. I'm not even proud of what I did. I'm proud of the fact that I was able to train people to do that. And now they're going around the countryside continuing to build those for people and continuing to share the gospel because they now have accepted Christ for themselves. And shout out to Stephen Smith, who's in Papua New Guinea. He's actually on a mission ship. Yeah, he's doing healthcare work all throughout Papua New Guinea. 2-week canoe rides up rivers to find people who've never seen a white man before.
Yeah.
He actually, quick aside, he visited a village this past spring, I believe. I saw him over Christmas. So it was the following spring. He went to a village, and all the elders got together, and they came and they gave him a little potluck, basically saying, "We're sorry." He was like, "What do you do?" He's like, "Well, the last time we saw somebody like you, we thought they were a ghost, and we thought we'd get special powers by killing them and eating them."
And they did.
They ate the last guy was there in the 70s.
You're talking cannibals, bro. Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, thanks for not eating me, I guess."
Yeah.
Props to him, because he goes and spreads the
Dude,
gospel and gives them
talk
Bibles
about
in their
faith.
native languages.
You walked into Papua New Guinea where people are getting eaten alive. Missionaries.
Yeah,
Eaten
still to this day.
by the
Still
natives.
to this day, absolutely. Yeah. Props to
That's
Stephen Smith. That's
as real as it
YWAM
gets.
ships. The YWAM is YWAM. They do missions internationally. He's technically out of Hawaii, but he travels around Papua New Guinea on the ship. He lives directly next to the generator, which is kind of the worst. But yeah, but I think that concept of he came down to us, condescended to us. That word is big in that condescended to us. I think that word in that verse is really big, and took the necessary steps to relieve our distress, loving us, showing us mercy. Where we've wronged God, we've sinned against him, and he could totally just backhand us. But instead of that, a cold indifference, saying, "Give them what they deserve. They brought it on themselves." Says, "I love you. You're my child. I'm going to send my son, part of the Trinity, to die for your sins, to cover that debt, to atone for a sin debt that we've had generationally, going back to eternity." Essentially,
Yeah, you think we have debt now, America? Check that out.
I get a little bit of credit card debt. But that's all right.
Yeah.
God, no, for real though.
My boy with
That's my son.
Yeah.
Yeah, debt.
Yeah, my boy
Holy
with
smokes.
his girl now.
That's
That's tough,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
When Rose first moved to New Jersey, it was the same problem. I was paying for both of our apartments. That was tough. I
It's
get
real.
it. It's real tough.
It's real.
So, well, I don't want to push us too late.
No,
It
all
seems
good, all
like
good.
everybody's
Yeah.
looking up at the
No,
clock.
no.
No,
I'm
we had a
chilling.
good one, man.
Okay.
That was a good one. That was a great one. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the beer.
New
Drown
Jersey,
Man.
New Jersey and God. I love it.
Yeah, you never know. You just never know. This is
like
like kind of you though, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you
pretty
zoom
much.
out a little bit.
Yeah,
just
I
naturally
love
Perfect.
East Coast history.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Seminary graduate.
Can you
Yeah.
take us to the ironwork?
Yeah, where do you guys want to go?
Should
Ironwork?
do it.
You want to go right now?
I would love to, but
Nah, I'm joking.
we both got ladies at the crib.
I gotta go.
We've all got ladies at the crib.
Yeah,
Mikey
bro.
just joined the team.
We'll go on a day where I'm really feeling like I gotta get away.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
that's
guys.
I mean, I get it.
It's a joke.
It's
I was just telling them,
God.
I'm going to the Adirondacks for like 4 a.m.
Yeah, you're
tomorrow
getting
morning.
that
I'm getting the
backpack
hell
life.
out of here.
Be careful out there, man.
I'm not going to lose my thumb this time. I think I told you guys.
Yeah,
about
I remember that.
Yeah.
Just watch out for any, you know what's. Don't whistle at night.
No.
You know?
If a deer stands up on its rear legs, just run.
Just run.
Oh,
Guys, like and subscribe. Thank you again for tuning in. Evan, anywhere they could reach you, where you want to be reached, or anything you have to say for the listeners.
Again, watch sermons every Sunday. We have sermons on Thursdays and Sundays in Ringwood and Totowa at emergence.nj.
Mm-hmm.
I was on staff there for a time, but there's an incredible church. They just
Yeah.
love Christ and love people.
Awesome spot.
Plowing a little bit of a counterculture down in
Plowing
Totowa.
counterculture.
I might be
And,
going. I might be going this Sunday. Just saying.
Really?
Stop in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go.
I'll go
Totowa
with you.
or Ringwood.
If you do.
You wanna come?
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
100%.
Also at Evan Haberlin, EvanHaberlin, on Instagram. All the other ones I don't pay attention to, don't worry about it.
Beautiful.
So
Hey man.
yeah, if you have Bible questions, I'll probably just point you to a pastor.
There you
Yes,
go.
sir.
Mike, OnlyFans link?
Mike Nowicki. OnlyFans.com/
that just went from watch church to
Yeah, that
OnlyFans.
was-
Sorry, guys. I had to,
Dave.
I just like to
That
stir the
was-
pot a little.
That was a real GW move.
That's so, Mike.
My name's Mike. I'm signing
My name's Dave. I love y'all. Please be kind to yourself. Please be kind to one another.
Bye.